Well, hi everyone, my name is Michael Faust and it's my great pleasure to have you on this Zoom today. Uh, just basically, it's an opportunity for you to really learn how you can end this year in a powerful way. And I want to start the whole theme of this presentation on that theme. If we look back upon this year, we're into the 11th month, almost closing. It's getting close to the end of the year. And if you honestly have a look in the mirror and ask yourself, how will this year be remembered? Will it be a year that you will remember with positive thoughts, or is it a year you just want to forget and put behind you? Maybe it's a mixed bag for you. Maybe it's a mixed bag for members of your family or people that you associate with. So a few questions to ask that person that we look in the mirror. And I ask myself these questions all the time. It's not something I just want to put on somebody else. It's very important to do this personally. If I have a business, was my business growing really, really well this year? Did I actually get a promotion in my job, and is my job looking really safe? And this is for somebody who may have a fantastic year. My investment portfolio, is it growing? Is it looking really sad, or is it looking really positive? Am I actually diversifying more and feeling really secure about where my portfolio is growing? When I open up my banking app, log into my online banking, am I really happy with the balance that I'm seeing, or am I a little bit scared? Did I upgrade my car this year? Was it a really positive year? Maybe a brand new car, maybe you renovated your house, maybe it was a brand new home, or you moved into a new home or built your first home. Christmas vacation, where's that this year? Is it the Maldives? Is it Switzerland? Is it sleeping on the sofa at your uncle's place, or is it no vacation at all? Are you living your best life? I don't know. Only you can answer those questions, but wouldn't it be great if that was the case, that our business was thriving, we've got an actual promotion if a job, if we have one, it's fulfilling, we're actually very secure about it, great investment portfolio, healthy bank balance, new cars and homes and great vacations planned, and living our best life. Maybe it's not that, because life is full of the unexpected. Having been self-employed now for 37 years, I can testify to that. And I'll ask you a question, how long would you be able to pay your monthly expenses if your business stopped or you lost your job? 1 month at the most? 3 months? 6 months? A year? How much time would you have to get things back in order, get a new job, or to resurrect that business or find an alternative source of income? For many people, they wouldn't last a week, let alone a month. Can you afford unexpected medical costs? I had one of those just late last year that actually required surgery. Thankfully, my health insurance covered that. But for a lot of people, they don't have health insurance. And if unexpected medical costs come up for themselves or their spouse or their children, that would put them in really an awkward situation. Can you manage an increase in your interest payable on your loans, your car loan, your mortgage on your house, your business loans, personal loans, whatever else you borrowed money for? We know there's only one direction that's going at the moment, and that's going up. Interest rates are going up. The reality is opportunity is everywhere. There's a saying that some people basically don't know what's happening. Some people wonder what happened, and some people actually know everything that's happening. So what are you doing about opportunities? Are you looking? Are you out there looking for solutions, or are you just hoping something lands in your lap? If you are looking, do you actually know what to look for? Do you know what sort of criteria? Have you got that crystal clear in your mind about what that criteria is for looking for something that's going to have a positive, meaningful, long-term sustainable impact on the quality of your life? And have you surrounded yourself with people you can turn to get their personal advice and counsel, people that are successful already, that are achieving what you want to achieve, who can help guide you? If you don't, then making decisions in isolation without the experience and knowledge and know-how can be dangerous territory to go into. So it's really important to find those mentors and people around you, seek them out and get their counsel. Don't blame the government. Don't blame the markets. Don't blame the boss. Don't blame the economy, the spouse, or the new world order. Lots of people are looking for someone to blame for all the things that go wrong in their lives. Don't wait for someone to rescue or save you, because no one's going to come and rescue or save you. What behavior are you modeling for your children in the way you approach your finances, your goals and your dreams and aspirations? Are you a liability for that next generation by your actions, or are you creating a legacy? It's one of the two. And that's not to put any judgment or make you feel bad, but I ask myself that all the time. I got two children, 25 and 28, 27, and a stepdaughter, 24. And, you know, the reality is I ask, am I modeling the right behavior? Am I a liability? For some of my life, I was a liability to them. I wasn't certainly helping them get ahead in life. But now I'm set on creating a legacy for them. So I'd love them to be, you know, my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren be sitting around one day talking about the legacy that I left them that put them in a much better position than when I was actually starting out my journey. Decisions have to be made. If you're not living your best life today, the simple reality is decisions have to be made. New decisions made on new information. So whether you're here today as a guest or whether you're somebody who's already involved but hasn't really done anything much to this point in time, make a new decision today on new information. And are you receptive to new information so you can make new informed decisions? I always say to people on these presentations, my job is not to sell you or convince you or manipulate you in your thinking or your actions. My job today is to help you make an informed decision that is best for you. You have to own your decision. It's not my job is to convince you. It's not my responsibility to make you successful. And certainly, you know, you need to own whatever decision you make. And it may not be for you. And that's okay. I tell people sometimes this may not be for you, but it's certainly worth serious investigation. But I do know this, after 37 years as a self-employed entrepreneur, 20 years working online, for 33 years working from home, and 7 years in the crypto space, is that continuing to repeat what has not worked so far and expecting things to change is a recipe for disaster. And too often we bury our head in the sand, hoping and praying and wishing that things are going to get better and change, and yet we're not doing anything to create the change. So open your mind and be receptive to new alternatives for putting your money to work and leveraging your connections and your influence, because in life, that's how successful people get ahead. They learn to put their money to work, not go to work for money. I'll say that again. Successful people learn how to put their money to work, not go to work for money, and they learn to leverage their connections and influence. That doesn't mean taking advantage of people. That means creating mutual win-wins, and those relationships can add value to them and to you, and getting influence. You know, we hear the term a lot, influencer, in social media, but your influence on people does make a difference. So let's look at the Day AI crowdfund. But before we get there, I want to talk about what this is. In a sense, being an actual crowdfund, it's a bit like a venture capital company. You know, in a sense, what we're doing, we're going to show you today, is effectively raising funds for a project where you can benefit. I want to give you a few examples of very successful venture capital raises. One of them was WhatsApp. And you can see here that Sequoia Capital, one of the most successful, probably as a track record, one of the most successful venture capital companies in the world, based out of Silicon Valley in the US. They put in $60 million investment into WhatsApp back in 2014. And Facebook, sorry, before 2014, and Facebook bought out WhatsApp. And that 60 million turned into 3 billion. Do your maths on that. That's staggering when you think about the rate of return. Venture capital companies are basically investing in future potential. And that's what we're talking about today. We're getting you to look at how you could put your energy and time and maybe some money into something that has potential for great upside. And that's just one example, a staggering result, $22 billion acquisition of WhatsApp. Alibaba, a bit like the Amazon of China, and a company in Japan called SoftBank invested $20 million to help get them started. And then Alibaba went on to basically debut at $231 billion. And SoftBank's 20 million turned into $60 billion. Keep in mind, though, venture capital companies know that basically 4 out of 5 of the projects they put their funds in probably won't yield a return. Hear what I just said? 4 out of 5 of them won't yield a return. They're betting on the ones. They're coming out. And there's some amazing stories here. Google, we all know about Google. Well, this investor turned their 12.5 million into 4.3 billion. And they went through the challenging time when Google was founded, when the venture capital company came in, when the stock market plummeted, and then it came back and Google then did the IPO. But playing the long game ended up very profitable. Would you put in 12.5 million to get 4.3 billion every day of the week? Spotify, if you listen to music on your phone, you may use Spotify. Well, a little Swedish venture capital company put money in there when everyone else said he was crazy, and he turned his 4.5 million into $370 million. This is just a few examples of people who had the courage and the foresight to see something before it became something big, but yielded the returns with massive upside. So how does crowdfunding differ from venture capital? Well, they're both ways to raise funds to help a project reach its full potential, to help them hire the right expertise, the funding of their officers and the actual development of their product, to do the market research and all those sort of things. So we're not here today to sell you anything. We're here today to show you where you be like those venture capital companies, but come together as a community rather than maybe a handful of individuals. Venture capital companies wanted to get behind this project. They really saw the potential of it, but they were declined. Because crowdfunding, what it does is it decentralizes the funding process. Rather than just having 4 or 5 wealthy individuals get a bucket load more wealthy, this allows ordinary people to participate for as little as $100 contribution. Now, if you went to a VC company and said, I want to become a partner for $100, they'll laugh you out the door. But this is the great thing, that we've got opportunity here where thousands, if not tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of people can come together, and the collective proceeds of those people working together in a decentralized way can bring a project to market that has huge potential and where every member who contributes gets to benefit. So what is being funded? Well, it's the next generation of AI technology for the financial industry. And the financial industry is huge. In fact, the financial industry in dealing with wealth creation has become bigger than the actual public companies that they invest in. So we're creating AI trading technology for trading cryptocurrency, foreign currency, commodities, precious metals, and other asset classes over time. And it's this AI is not just repeating what things have done in the past, but it's looking at all the factors that impact markets. Because in the world today, we have social media influencers like Elon Musk, who now owns Twitter, but before that he was sending out tweets, and that would have a major impact on the market. We have pandemics, natural disasters, we have elections, and all these things impact the markets. It's just not the historical data and trends and analysis. There are factors out there that massively can impact markets that weren't there before. So this AI is looking at that, and it's correct. We're trying to create results we've not seen before. I mean, there's no point trying to recreate what's already been done before. That's pretty boring. And venture capital companies, They're funding the Ubers of the world that changed the taxi industry. They're funding Airbnb, that changed the accommodation industry. Funding, companies out there that are basically changing the world, like Netflix. When Blockbuster laughed them out the door when they went to ask them to buy them out, and who got the last laugh? Well, Netflix is now a multi-billion-dollar company, and nobody knows who Blockbuster is anymore. So we're looking to fund $10 million for the development of the AI and $500 million trading pool for testing and development of the AI. This is not a trading opportunity. This is a VC opportunity. This is a crowdfunding opportunity. This is a opportunity for you to be an actual participant, just like one of those big venture capital companies, and be in front of something that is going to change the world. And who's creating the AI? It's Dr. Anna Becker and her team at Endotech. And I'm going to tell a little bit of story at the end of my presentation here, so stay for that, about how we came across her before we even knew about Daisy. And basically, Dr. Anna Becker and her team at Endotech, she's got a strong track record of developing AI for more than 150 investment firms across the US, Europe, and Asia. They're not learning on the job. They have very substantial experience in the development of AI technology. In fact, she actually developed a previous technology company and sold that off, and that company is still existing to today and providing solutions to big investment firms all around the world. She's got over 25 years experience and is regarded as one of the leading AI scientists in the world. And her publications and her systems are actually being distributed and integrated into many of the top leading financial circles across Europe and America. She is someone who's well known, and it's interesting when you start to talk to people who are in the banking sector, in the top level of the trading industry, they all know of Dr. Anna Becker. So how much can you contribute? Well, you decide how little or how big you want to participate. 10 levels of contribution. Start with $100. So if somebody's in Latin America, Southeast Asia, I'm in Thailand, I live, or in Africa, or India, or Pakistan, or Bangladesh, $100 is a lot of money, but it's in their price range. They can start this. And each level of contribution doubles in size. So you can see here from $100 up to $51,000. You get to decide. It's an equal playing field where everyone can participate. And you can start with that first tier of $100 and add each higher tier, but you can't skip a tier. Okay, so you got to upgrade one at a time, but you can also go back and rebuy any one that you previously already purchased. Now, out of that crowdfund contribution, not your capital for the trading fund. This is not a trading opportunity. This is not where you put capital into a trading account. Okay, you're contributing to a crowdfund, and the crowdfund gets to use those funds however they choose. No different if you were crowdfunding the development of a new sports shoe, or I participate in a crowdfund for a digital AI webcam, which I'm using for this webcam today, and for other technologies. In fact, we've just put a crowdfund contribution in for a new backup power supply that'll be completed in March next year. So I love crowdfunding projects, getting behind people's new ideas that are innovative and creative. So when you contribute to the crowdfund, they choose 50% of the first two contributions and 70% of the remaining contributions, and put it in a trading pool to allow this AI to learn, and for that testing and development, to end up with a product that will help them become a public company. And 70% of all the trading profits in testing and development trading pool are returned back to the contributor. That's great, because as they're developing this technology and getting it to a point where they're really happy in bringing it to the broader market, you get to share in the profits generated in that testing pool. 15% also goes back to the referral community, and 15% to cover operational costs. So every contributor from years two, so from the $200 level all the way to $51,000, you also get to share in 5% of the equity in Endotech. Now, I showed you some examples at the start of this presentation of venture capital companies that only had 6% of maybe Google or Spotify or WhatsApp or Alibaba. and turn that into billions, not millions, not tens of millions, billions. So think about the potential of this technology, which could be a multi-billion-dollar IPO, a public listing, and 5% of that is being shared amongst all the contributors. So what's happened so far? How's this project really going? Well, over 170,000 contributors since January 2021. Over 4.1 million raised towards the $10 million goal for the AI development. 155 million in the trading pool already. And over 125 million has been distributed back to the contributors of the community. How amazing is that? People who are helping to crowdfund this project are sharing already in $125 million and 65 million in trading rewards already distributed back to the community. So that's well over $190 million has come back to the community already. And we haven't even brought the technology to the broader marketplace yet. It's not fully complete. It's not fully developed. It's still being tested and developed. So how's the trading going? Well, Daisy Forex AI has been the standout performer so far. You know, I'm in a classroom. There's always a couple of students who sort of stand out heads and shoulders above the rest. And that's what we've got here. As we're developing these different AIs, Forex came jumping out of the gate, and it launched in April this year. And it's averaging about 4 to 5% raw profit on average. That's staggering, 4 to 5% per week. I walked into my bank here in Thailand and they said, Mr. Faust, you've been a valued client now for 6 years. We'd like to offer you a special fixed term investment. I said, that's great. How much are you offering? I said, 0.15% per annum. I said, interesting. I make that probably every couple of hours in my current opportunity. Thank you for the offer, but no thanks. 4 to 5% a week is staggering. My business partners worked in the offshore sector running licensed funds, and he would tell me regularly that, you know, they were trading millions and millions of dollars. And if they could get 2% net a month, their clients were really happy. Serious investors, top end of town investors, if they get 2 to 4% a month, they're happy. 4 to 5% a week is staggering. When you compound, in other words, when you don't withdraw your profits, but you let your profits get added to your initial amount, and that gets higher and higher every week, so the profit you're making is on a larger balance. We've achieved 323% as of today in just 7 months, a bit less than 7 months. We're on track for 500% at the moment over a 12-month period. That is exceptional, 500%. I mean, to be honest, if you took that to most professional investment houses, they would think that you're crazy. But real results, as we saw, 65 million in trading rewards already extracted by the community already. So this is the real deal, folks. Now, how would you like to have 90% of your crowdfund contribution going to trade? Well, there's a limited offer available, and it's called a momentum pack. And basically it's a special promotion that's running until the contributions for the Forex reach their goal of 100 million. And we're not that far off. So I would say that for the end of this year, we're more than likely that that's going to be the result. Now, with the pack, rather than 50 or 70% going to the trading pool for testing and development, 90% goes there. So it's definitely worth having. You need to be at least at the 5th tier level to participate with momentum packs. And for each tier you have, from tier 5 to 10, you get to get 1 additional momentum pack. If you have all the way to tier 10 in the normal crowdfund contributions, you can buy unlimited amounts of momentum packs. So for those who want to really get serious, there is a great opportunity to really turbocharge your balance that's going to work for you in the Forex AI. So 90% goes to trading, testing, and development. 5% goes to the direct referrer of the person who brought them into the crowdfund. And there's a special bonus pool that 5% goes to that. And you also receive the same amount of equity share in the IPO of Endotech, even though 90% is going to trading pool. Now, you might want to share this with other people. It's totally optional. But why wouldn't you want to share? I mean, 4 to 5% per week. People that you know are getting that sort of outcome where they're currently placing their money. People would jump over broken glass to get that. And so don't hold back. As I said, it may be for them, it may not be for them, but why wouldn't you spend 20 to 30 minutes giving them an opportunity to learn more? So if you refer somebody, every crowdfund contribution they make, you get a 5% referral payment, a referral reward. And if they withdraw their trading rewards, or every 6 months they don't, there's a performance fees taken out, you get 3.5%. So you get 3.5% of all the profit for the life of their account. Think about that. You refer someone to the bank or to some other way to put their money to work, they're getting a great outcome, and you receive something because you brought that person to that situation. And whatever they choose to make, if they build a referral income, percent match. So in other words, whatever they make, you get a payment equal to 10% of that. Now, of course, that's just on the people that you refer. If they refer some other people, there's opportunities here to earn up to 4% on all the indirect referrals of every crowdfund contribution they make, and to earn 1% of all their trading rewards. Now, remember, we've got millions of dollars, if not tens of millions of dollars, being generated in trading rewards. So imagine over time, as this continues to grow, if you started to actually build a community and you were earning 1% of your community's trading rewards, doing nothing. You're not looking at charts. You're not doing any trading. You're not there developing the technology. You're not there working with the AI scientists. You're just putting funds into the crowdfund. Over to me, putting some funds towards this AI webcam I'm using, or the backup our power supply that I help crowdfund. I don't do any technology development. I'm just happy to receive the benefit. And in this situation, I'm getting rewards that I can convert out to my Aussie dollars or my Thai baht or my euros, wherever you are in the world. And there are additional bonus pools you can qualify for, where you can get a little share of all the crowdfund contributions and a share of all the trading awards globally, not just those in your referral community. Imagine that, getting a piece of everything across the entire worldwide community of 170,000 plus people. And also there's some extra equity. So actually 10% of equity is being put aside, 5% for these people who qualify for the special bonus pools. So that can be amazingly lucrative. I mean, imagine if you just got a fraction of a percent of potentially a multi-billion-dollar IPO. Rewards from the success of the Forex trading AI globally. So every month there's an opportunity to qualify different bonus pools as the Forex AI is developed and tested and develops these trading profits. So let's crunch some numbers. I just want to show you a couple of numbers in a calculator here. Some of you may have seen this, some of you may not, but this calculator basically is designed to show you some scenarios of what could happen. So on your screen here, you should be able to see my calculator. And basically, let's say that you just put a $100 contribution into this. That's all you did, nothing more. Maybe you're in Latin America, in Africa, in India, in Thailand, and that's all you come up with. Or maybe you're in another country that you're just doing it tough, and that's all you can come up with. Well, at the moment, we're averaging about 20% per month. So if you were just to take that out each month, you're going to end up with a net of around $7 a month. Now, that's not going to be that exciting. It's not going to change your outcome. $7 a month, maybe help put some food on the table in some countries, but what if you left it? What if you didn't touch it? What if you just left that in there? And we start today on the 26th of November. Let's see what happens. By not touching that, at the end of 6 months, your $100 has grown to $550 after the performance fees have been deducted, because every 6 months they charge a performance fee to generate the profit. Don't worry about that. You can talk to the person who referred you. They can explain that in more detail. But look what happens at the end of year 3. It's grown to $44,000. That $100 compounding every little bit of profit. At the end of, sorry, I've just realized that this chart's been played with. So let me just remove some of these numbers. Just give me a sec. Okay, let's go back to these numbers again. Thought that was wrong. Okay, so the end of year 3, sorry, we've got $6,000 in there. That's an incredible result from $100. Didn't do anything anymore, didn't put any more money in, you didn't trade, you didn't look at charts, didn't do anything. At the end of 5 years, you've got 197,000. Compounding is the most powerful principle that wealthy people leverage to become super successful. And a little bit of extra funding can make a big difference. Now, let's say every 4 weeks, you just added one more tier 1, where 50% of that goes into the trade pool. So maybe you just did that for a couple of months, for 90 days. Look at your results. You've gone from 197,000 to 654,000. And what did you do? You put in 300 more of crowdfund contributions, 150 that go into the trading pool. That's what can happen, folks. But the earlier you start and the more you start with, the bigger the difference. So let's say you're a little bit more adventurous and you went all the way to tier 5. A total of 3,100 with 2,110 to the trading pool. Look what happens at the end of 5 years. Enough for anybody to seriously end up with a plan for any goal that they wanted to achieve. So I'm just going to mute somebody. So it's the power of compounding. Maybe you don't want to wait. Maybe you just want to get to year 3. Year 3, even at year 2.5, so halfway through year 3, we're at 119,000. Now, what do they say? You're averaging 20% a month. Take out your performance fee. Let's be ultra conservative. Let's say the numbers drop a little bit and your net is 10% a month. 119, let's round it off to 100K. 100K at 10% a month is $10,000. Give me a yes in the chat. $10,000 a month, which is about 15,000 Australian. It's a whole lot of actually Namibian dollars, would change your life dramatically. Would you still be at the same job? Would you still be putting your kids to the same school? Would you be driving the same car? Would you be going on vacation to the same places if you're earning 10,000? What if you waited to the end of year 3 before you decided to start drawing money out? 267, let's round up 200K at 10%. That's 20,000 a month. 20,000 a month. Would you be now changing your lifestyle dramatically? Let's say you went a little bit more adventurous. You were patient after 4 years and you got to $1 million. Okay, let's round off to $1 million at 10% a month. That's 100K a month. 100K a month, it's hard to spend it. Once you have got your house and your car, yeah, you can spend it. There's lots of stupid ways to spend money. But I did a budget up for a very quality lifestyle to have a car and a house. And I can tell you, flying business class on 6 vacations a year, having actually hired help like a personal yoga teacher, a fitness instructor, a personal chef, a gardener, all those things, you can't spend more than 30, 40K a month. So you would still have 50, 60, 7,000 left over. But you've got to start somewhere. Now, if you don't have the funds to contribute the tiers, the only other way you can do that quickly is to build a referral community. So there's an opportunity here to basically share this with other people, help them get a really good outcome, and indirectly, you are going to get a referral income which can help you fund your tiers. As much as possible, don't think about drawing money out in the early stages. Everything you can put in there at the start has amazing compounding upside at the third, fourth, and fifth year. But too many people have a short-term mentality. They're only thinking about the next week, the next month, and living, and that's why they keep living from week to week, month to month. Okay, so let's get back to our presentation. So why get involved now? Well, we've got a real-world project that's weathered the challenges of the market. We're in one of the most difficult financial markets at the moment, and it's only going to get worse. If you listen to the financial commentators in the marketplace out there, they're telling you we've got a recession coming, we've got rise borrowing rates going up, we've got inflation going up. It's just a basic situation where everything is going to end up getting worse. So basically, when you think about this project has weathered all that and producing exceptional results. It weathered COVID through lockdowns and all the things that affected everyone, and still weathered those storms. That's a great sign that it can handle the challenges that come up. You've got engaged founders who are passionate about your success. Anybody who's been involved in this project knows the people behind this are always upfront and present and there to help the community. A track record of generating passive rewards from Forex AI. Everybody's receiving rewards now. Every single person in the community now is enjoying positive rewards every week. And there's new projects coming. See, once you build your community, it's a bit like once you build your customer base at Tesco or Woolworths in Australia, or Coles, or whatever your actual department store or your grocery store is. They know once they've got the customer base, they add more products in, they make more profits. Same here, as we start funding more projects, if people are getting a great result from the first project or the second project, they're going to basically keep going, put funds towards new winners as well. Just last month in October, over 20 million was raised in the Forex AI contributions, just in 1 month. This is going really well. I'll share a little bit about my background and my story with Daisy. I've basically, for a bit of background on me, I've been involved, self-employed now for 37 years. I've been in the home-based referral industry now for 33 years full-time, working full-time online for 22 years, and in the crypto space for the last 6 years. During that time, we actually built referral teams for 100,000 people plus. I've helped found and manage companies with hundreds of thousands of members. We've developed software that runs companies. We're actually consulted the company to start. When you spend 33 weeks. And so basically back in September 2020, Ilya is one of the three founders of this project. He's from Russia originally, lived in Japan, and was living here in Thailand, and we knew each other over a 10-year period. Rang myself and my business partner, asked if we would do the actual the IT development for a project that he and his business partner Edward were developing. They didn't know what it's called yet, and they were impressed with the technology that we've developed for other projects. So we said, look, let us go away and get some information from you and come back with an answer. They came back not long after and said, look, we've moved from a traditional model to a smart contract model, a contract using blockchain technology. Without going into technicalities, basically our development team doesn't do actually smart contract development. So I said, I wish you well, keep me posted as a friend up to here you go. From September 2020 until November, everybody that I had respect for and knew about the industry was doing well started talking about this project called Daisy. And that's why I titled this the Daisy Cafe in my self-imposed lockdown. And what I'm saying here is, in November, I realized that if I didn't look at this project that was in pre-launch, wasn't even launched yet, wasn't going to launch till January 2021, I was probably going to miss an opportunity, because everybody that I knew who I had influence with was looking at Daisy. And so basically I rang up Ilya. I was out of the coffee shop with my fiance, and I said, Ilya, have you heard of this company called Daisy? And he said, Michael, that's the company I told you about back in September to do the IT development for. And I went, oh, I didn't know it was your company. It was called Daisy. okay, out of relationship, I'll look at this further. Now, isn't that what we do? When someone we have trust and rapport brings us something, that encourages us to have a look further. So I did. So I rang up my business partner, Chris, who's been my most trusted confidant and friend for 13 years, and my business partner for the last 9 years, and also has a lot of experience in the financial world, over 20 years in the offshore sector. And I said, Chris, do you know Ilya, who you've met a few times in Thailand? He and his partner Edward are starting this company, and they're involved with a fintech company called Endotech. Now, to give you some context, Chris and I had been working on some private projects in the trading area, and we were looking for solutions. And I said, what do you know about Endotech? And he said, well, it's interesting. I've been researching them for the last month. And I was going to tell you this week that I think we should look at them seriously. So before we even knew that Endotech was involved with Daisy, my most trusted business advisor and partner had already been doing a month's due diligence, looking at all their history, their track record, their trading results, everything, Dr. Anna, her team, and gave it the thumbs up. Then I rang a friend of mine who's involved in trading, and I said, have you ever traded with a company called Endotech? And he said, yes, I've got over $1 million trading with him with a group of people. I said, what do you think? He says, going really, really well. I said, okay, 3 ticks. And then I said, it's time for a coffee. And I turned to the menu of this new cafe, and guess what the name of the cafe was? It was called the Daisy Cafe. Now, if there was ever a sign from above that my 3 trusted friends had given the thumbs up and then planted right in front of me was Daisy Cafe, I got serious. When I take on any opportunity, I don't dip my toe in the water. And I would encourage you, if you're making a decision, the same. Whether you're just passive putting money to work or whether you intend to actually build a community, don't dip your toe in the water. Dive in. Go all in, because you're not going to create anything significant. That's what I did. From November, end of November through December, in the first week of January, I went all in. I reached out to every single person that I'd ever had a conversation with about putting money to work, crypto, trading, whatever. I had zero emotional attachment to what decision people would make. I didn't care. My job was to be the messenger. And a few days before I went live, I asked my fiance, I said, let's go out and have some lunch. And she's, and basically, I said, when was the last time I left the house?
Okay, I hope we all understood the presentation that that my senior just finished now. He has gone into just the basic, a brief overview of what the project is all about, the kind of returns that we have been experiencing already for the past 2 years, especially in 2022. So the essence of this presentation was this guy to bring you all to the knowledge of what you are doing to make life a lot better. So the power of this AI, artificial intelligence, like you saw, is the fact that it is artificial intelligence that is thinking like a human being, at the same time having the power of the computing power and compounding, trade compounding. That's, they say, is the eighth wonder miracle of the financial world. Okay, so we've done 47 minutes now. Does anybody have any question? Please mind you, this is just the initial presentation. There will still be a lot more presentations to explain it a lot further. If you have any questions, okay. So available either here or after here. You all have my contact details. Please get in touch with me. But for now, does anybody have any question? the day. God bless you.